Hello, Gary Champion, psychic medium once again, with a little video titled Posthumous Survival. Interesting title. Never thought about it before. Never underestimate the value of doing laundry as meditation. You're doing a menial task. You're throwing things in a machine, you're putting some soap in, you're watching the dryer, you're doing mundane tasks creates a great environment for meditation. Stirring a cup of coffee. I go out front and watch the birds sometimes. Fascinated with their behavior. And people come by and I'm fascinated with their behavior. Quietness. So I'm doing laundry and I hear posthumous survival. And my guys are giving it to me because they think it's something I need to think about or ponder. To what extent, I don't know. I'm usually not told these things. Anyway, I started thinking about it. And there are two camps of people. People who believe that you survive death and those who believe you don't. That you're dead, you're gone. Those are usually glass half empty people. There's nothing wrong with believing that. It's not true from a medium standpoint. Otherwise, why would they be telling me things? Well, why would they be trying to tell you things is the bigger point. Some of you hear them all the time. You get suggestions that you think are your own, but they're not. They're coming from the other side. Anyway, they've given me this to ponder today. They're always giving me something to think about. And I have thought about that a lot in the past, but not lately. People survive their bodies. Spirit lives on. Doesn't die that I'm aware of. I don't believe I've ever. I mean, it can happen, I think. I think there's a scenario for that, but I haven't been clued into why a spirit would not survive the body. And here's. It does survive the body, but some are so damaged that they can't go on. And I don't know what happens to that. A certain amount you can't rehab. This video's starting to sound weird even to me. Anyway, posthumous survival. You either believe it or you don't. If you believe it, then your outlook on life is different. If you don't believe it, your outlook on life is different. People who believe that once your body is dead, then you're dead, they don't let go of life at the end. They hold on to it because they think this is the end of it. They struggle more with life and old age and death. People who understand that the spirit survives the body are kind of at ease with it. I didn't know my grandmother that long, but I know when she passed, she was okay with it. It's very sudden, but I know she was okay with it. That's the feeling I got from her. And furthermore, not just posthumous survival, but what would you think of the things you said and did in your life? Let's for the sake of this video, let's pretend like that, even though you don't believe it, believe that the spirit survives the body. As an exercise. It's okay if you don't. No one's going to throw you in jail or beat you for it. Strictly what you want to believe. Life is like that. But for the purpose of this video, let's pretend like that the spirit survives the body. The body dies, you chuck it in the ground or cremate it or whatever, because it's not really relevant. It's an empty vessel. It no longer has a purpose. We stick it in the ground, go out and cry and put flowers by it. They're not out there. They don't hang out at the cemetery to wait till you come out and see them. They don't. Never have. Not going to do it. I mean, they have other things to do. But for the sake of this video, let's say that the spirit survives the body, goes on and reincarnates in some way, in some place. Let's take that scenario. And let's say you lived a pretty good life, but you didn't maybe press it like you should have. Maybe you shouldn't really, maybe you didn't do anything. You didn't, from the other side says maybe you didn't honor your existence. Very interesting that they injected that right at that point. Maybe you didn't honor your existence in the way that maybe you should. And now you're a spirit. Is there regret at having lived, the other side's so great, and living a half a life? Maybe the first part of your life, you didn't do anything. You sort of had a good middle there, and then you screwed off and then died. Maybe you wasted 30, 40 years of your life, if you lived that long. What would be your thoughts about it after passing? That's the second part of the video. And one, that posthumous survival does happen. And number two, would you regret not having lived a full life? Or maybe you thought you lived a full life and you didn't. Because, someone's going to tell you once you pass, you really screwed around too much there and didn't get much done, and you could have done a lot of things. Someone's going to tell you. Someone's going to bring it up. Would you be regretful? You missed the boat, that you thought you were on the boat, and you worked until you were 50 and retired and set out on some island somewhere weaving baskets, and that was what you wanted to do, but it's really half a life and you wasted it. It's sort of in my opinion. Would you regret it? For me, no. I'm up every day. I work what I'm supposed to do. Okay, who's fooling who? What I do I wouldn't classify it as work. It's so much fun. It doesn't feel like work. It is work. I have a shingle out and I do this kind of work, but it doesn't feel like work. So it's actually the perfect job. If you're working, but it doesn't feel like work, you've got the best job. And there are many jobs out there like that, not just mine. But when I pass and when I'm in spirit form, I'll have no regrets. I'm going to leave it all here. I'm going to burn that engine till it blows up. I'm going to empty my gas tank every day. It's kind of because that's who I am. I don't feel failure if I don't. I just have an internal system that tells me I need to do something today. I need to write on a book. I need to do some readings. I need to meditate. I need to do a video that might help you understand something that maybe you don't, or maybe you do. Just give you a different angle on what it is. My thoughts for the day are just my thoughts for the day. They don't need to be chiseled in stone, but it is an interesting thought. Posthumous survival. And if you do survive, you see, because if you come back, I said if, those who believe that you reincarnate, you don't have any memory of having been here before. So you tend to screw up just as much as you did the first time. So while you're here and conscious and awake, try and do the best you can so you don't regret it when you pass. When you come again, you'll have no memory of that. It's rare. I mean, it does happen, but it's pretty rare that people have any memory of who they were before. And there's people that make money on that belief. They can tell you anything. Oh, your past life was this, and your past life was that, and they can say anything. Who would know? They weren't there. You weren't there. They could say anything. Mostly people want to be somebody famous. There's not that many famous people that existed to give everybody a famous past life. But there are people that will tell you whatever you want to hear. Anyway, posthumous survival. Do you survive after the body dies? And if so, will you regret your life that you didn't do everything you could do, that you left it in the barn? You didn't race the race like you would if you felt life in a certain way. I feel an obligation not to waste any time. Not to waste any time. I sleep very little. I spend most of my time working on something. Not that there's any great legacy here, because there isn't. I've written some books. I've traveled around. I've given a lot of readings. That's not a big legacy, but I think I should do everything I can do in what I do instead of living half-life. Okay, this video's gone on long enough. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks a lot for watching.